Alright guys, so I got Bubbles and Draco with me again. We're doing Itachi versus the Sannin. And more specifically, why Itachi just completely mops the floor with the Sannin. Why it's not even a close fight, and we're not really sure why like Itachi versus Jiraiya is even a topic. This group of people and Itachi is even spoken of in the same breath. Why Itachi cock slaps, basically.
Yeah. We want to make clear from the get-go, we know this is an immensely unfair fight, but we just want to like hammer this in and just stress this so it's made clear. Itachi does not lose to any of the Sannin individually or altogether.
So the first thing we'll bring up is that Itachi, while he's blind, no Sharingan, half dead, almost
like
out of
stumbling
chakra,
around. He's
can
literally
barely
stumbling.
walk, beats up the strongest form of Orochimaru that we've seen thus far, right? It's stated in the data books that the Hydra surpasses Orochimaru himself. Orochimaru, who's compared to the other Sannin, Jiraiya and Tsunade. So that right there, almost dead Itachi, completely over the Sannin. The scaling for that already. So, I mean, technically we could just end the video here, but we're not going to. We want to hammer this in even more.
Oh, but before somebody tries to say, like, in the comments or some dumb shit that the Sannin are to the Hydra, the data book page specifically, like, separates the Hydra and Oro, because it says the Hydra surpasses Oro.
Yeah,
And
so
even if we could even just accept the Sannin to the Hydra, it wouldn't change anything.
yeah, because this is like almost dead Itachi. It literally, it changes nothing about the scaling, right? Even if you want to say that Sage mode or Orochimaru is to base Jiraiya, and then Sage mode is over that. Well, for one, you never be able to quantify the Sage mode. I don't know why people assert this over the curse mark. Two, it just doesn't change the line of scaling at all, right? Like it's literally just still Itachi above all of them. Because then it would just be Jiraiya to the Hydra in Sage mode. So yeah, nothing about it changes, even if Sage Jiraiya is brought into this. Do y'all want to touch on why Tsunade's like ass?
She's just, like, to the other Sannin. That's literally all she has.
Yeah, she's to the other Sannin with punches that don't even scale to her durability. Like, if you look in this scan, this is about Sakura, but it's the same jutsu, 100 healings. Moreover, this constant regeneration allows her to draw as much of her superhuman strength as possible. She removes all physical restraints to unleash 100% of her strength, magnified by her perfect chakra control. To unleash more force than what would be humanly possible, this comes at the cost of tearing her muscles and breaking her bones with every single blow, but these wounds are instantly healed before they can debilitate her. So
It's basically the 8 gates on steroids.
yeah, so Tsunade doesn't even scale to her punches, which the highest that they do is scale to a holding back Madara. So
Yeah, because she did crack his ribcage Susanoo, but that Madara is, like, stated to be holding back many times. So
yeah.
The other thing is, in base, she's not particularly fast at all. Like, weakened Orochimaru and Kabuto can dodge her kicks without much difficulty.
Yeah, for like a while as well. Like they completely get out of this area so that they can have this larger fight with Jiraiya and all that. Kabuto tells Orochimaru Jiraiya's around, and Tsunade just can't hit them the entire time. So Tsunade's ass, right?
yeah, it's just Tsunade to the other Sannin, but then her durability goes nowhere, so Itachi would just neg her. That doesn't even really matter, because, like, all of his win cons don't really care about durability.
The other thing is, she's also not healing anybody from Tsukiyomi. We can say that for the Tsukiyomi thing if you want.
Yeah, for one, Itachi's already faster than everyone, so it's possible that they just get Totsuka Blade like shish kebab. But if he hits one of the Sannin with Tsukiyomi, right, Orochimaru already cucked down to weaker Genjutsu. Jiraiya has said he's ass with Genjutsu in the past, and Tsunade has nothing. She's literally just a puncher and kicker.
You can say that maybe she would be able to, like, break some basic genjutsu just because she has really good chakra control and probably has knowledge on it, but, like, nothing so she could break, like, Tsukuyomi or something.
Yeah.
The other thing with Tsukiyomi is we're actually given special requirements that need to be met to break the Genjutsu, and the Sannin don't meet any of these.
Yeah. One of them is, like, having the Sharingan, which As far as I know, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, or Tsunade, none of them have a Sharingan. Another one is to just be able to break out a genjutsu, which already none of them are good at. Or maybe you could assert Tsunade is, but she doesn't meet the Sharingan requirement, so it doesn't really matter, even if you do say that. So yeah, Itachi's like, then there's Amaterasu, right? Amaterasu like fucked up Nagato. Nagato can tank a hit from V2B, who should be stronger than like four-tailed Naruto, who can like tear apart the Sannin.
It's also like fast enough to tag Obito, who should be faster than Pain.
And then Pain is faster than Jiraiya to the other Sannin. So this is really just like a horrible matchup, right? Like, this isn't fair by any stretch of the imagination. Itachi's just like above all three of these people casually.
And all of the attacks don't care about their durability at all. And all of them are just one shots. Like Tsukuyomi, they're done. Totsuka played their seal. Amaterasu, they just burn.
Yeah, I guess we should go into the Itachi and Jiraiya statement.
Okay, yeah. Man, maybe if me and Jiraiya like were to fight, right, Kisame, we might kill each other, bro. Or we'll just hurt each other really badly. This statement is terrible. For one, Itachi just got done fighting Kakashi, Awesome, and all of them. He was using a lot of jutsu. He used Tsukuyomi in specific, a pretty heavy one. And in part one, Itachi's stamina is terrible, right? He uses Tsukuyomi twice, Amaterasu once, and he's like finished. He has to retreat. In the fight with Sasuke, even, his stamina is better than this, because before the fight with Sasuke, he sent a clone after Sasuke for one. He sent a clone after Naruto, and then he does a bunch of shit in the fight, and he still beat up he could still beat up the strongest Sannin.
It's also stated in one of the data books that he like thought he needed to retreat when base guy showed up. And then like base guy to Kakashi, and we know Itachi is way above Kakashi at full power. So
yeah, so
there's another reason for fatigue.
Even if we don't accept his fatigue, one could simply ask, is Itachi telling the truth here?
Yeah, because Itachi, like Kabuto says, he's like an expert liar. There's also another thing about this statement that I went over in my my Akatsuki ranking whenever I redid it. That Itachi like suggests that he's the strongest member of the Akatsuki here, because he's like, yeah, me and Jiraiya, we'll like fuck each other up. Right, and even if we had like backup, as in other Akatsuki members, the outcome of the battle wouldn't change. He thinks he's above the Akatsuki enough to where they can't even like influence the outcome of his fights. And Kisame doesn't even seem to have a problem with it. He's like, oh. So even if you do use that statement, Itachi's probably just wrong. I do think Itachi's the strongest in the Akatsuki, but I don't think it's by that degree to where they can't impact the outcome of his fights. And we also saw like Pain can beat up Jiraiya, so he was probably just lying.
And Obito gives stronger characters more trouble.
So
the first thing I want to address, because people have used it before, is early part 2, I think it's during the Kazekage rescue, they say the Akatsuki stayed away from Naruto because of Jiraiya. Like, that shouldn't even apply to Itachi, because he literally just wants to help the Leaf. So I don't know why people think that applies to him.
Itachi's goal in Konoha anyway was to see the elders and check on Sasuke.
Yeah.
It could also be because Pain doesn't want to have an encounter with Jiraiya yet.
Yeah.
It's like, we do see Pain's able to like beat Jiraiya very comfortably, right? It could, the statement could just mean like they don't want to go through the trouble of like fighting all of Konoha and Jiraiya, right?
So I'm pretty sure we've addressed everything. Like I said, this is just a god-awful matchup. There's no world in which the Sannin win. Even if you want to bring up things like sound genjutsu and whatnot, they all get fucked before that stuff goes off. If you even want to assert that they can affect Itachi in the first place. But we're gonna end the video here. Join Continent.
And read and watch JJK.
Draco.
Fuck Jiraiya.
Fuck Jiraiya.